Executive Director of the American Jobs Alliance, Curtis Ellis. Great to have you with us, Curtis.
Great to be here, John. A happy yet cold morning to everybody.
Well, thank you so much. I know I got to get you on my show now, weeks and weeks in advance. I just got an email the other day that said, reserve your slot with Curtis Ellis now at CPAC. And they only had a couple spots remaining, and I had to like immediately get you in there. You're just hot. Everybody's trying to get you on all over the country.
Well, the action's heating up now. Congress is getting ready to give Obama more power, just like you were talking about. This Trade Promotion Authority is coming up in the Senate next week. In fact, the bill's going to be introduced, we hear, on the Senate side. They're going to mark it up next week. Yet another power grab. Can you have a power grab if the Congress hands it over on a silver platter? Is that a power grab, or is that a cheese-eating surrender monkey in Congress? What is that? I'm not sure. But
it's a platter grab.
It's coming down the pikes, folks, right now.
Well,
now's the time that our elected representatives need to represent our will, not represent the Chamber of Commerce. Now's the time that they need to be hearing from us, because the action's heating up. And as the action's heating up, I'm out there riding the circuit, sounding the alarm like old Paul Revere, getting the people out there on Concord Green. The Minutemen have to step up. We got to face these folks down and do our job and make sure that those clowns in Washington do their job, too.
Well, let me tell you the other thing, Curtis. I've had a number of congressmen on our show, many from Virginia. I ask them about this issue. I never get a straight answer from any of them. I'm not going to call you. I never get a straight answer. I never get somebody that just says, you know what? No. It's like, well, if, because, maybe, look at it from another angle. I never get a positive or negative. I just get wishy-washy. Why?
Well, they've got the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the open borders crowd, hammering them to give Obama this fast-track trade promotion authority, which, what it means is that Congress, the president goes out there and negotiates some crappy deal with these foreign countries, some NAFTA-type deal. He's been doing it for 6 years, doing it in secret, and then Congress just rubber stamps it, can't amend it, doesn't even really have time to read it before they vote on it. And that's what the open borders crowd wants. Now, I know that the people who elected a Republican Congress don't want that, don't want to don't trust this president. They don't trust him to go to the grocery store and buy a bag of groceries, let alone make some deal with 11 countries that we can't even look at before we approve it. So I'm looking at a letter from Randy Forbes, and Randy Forbes is doing, I'm sure he's a decent human being, but this letter he sent to one of his constituents is just the political double talk. It says, throughout the negotiating process of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, Congress continues to conduct oversight hearings. That's not true. That is just not true. Congress has not conducted oversight hearings for the past 6 years on the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Maybe they've had one or two, maybe, but the U.S. trade negotiators have not been forthcoming. Congress has to go to a secret room in the basement of some building to look at the text that the negotiators are negotiating. They're not allowed to take notes. They have to have somebody from the trade negotiating office standing over them like a kindergarten teacher watching them. They're not allowed to take notes. They can't take the text back and read it, while they're on the toilet in the morning or something. They have to be there. If you know a congressman's schedule, how much time can a congressman spend in the basement of an office across town reading something which is written in the most obscure legalese? So if you call this congressional oversight, Mr. Forbes, you don't know what you're talking about, okay? So this is just ridiculous. I don't know if these people in Washington think that we are all idiots, but they insist on talking to us like children. So everybody has to go to obamatrade.com, and in the right-hand column, it says, tell Congress no fast track. You see Tell Congress, you click that link, and you're going to get linked into our website that you can send an email message directly to Randy Forbes and tell him, don't talk to me like I'm an idiot, okay? Give me a straight effing answer. Tell me you will not give Obama fast-track trade promotion authority. That's all I want to hear from you, Randy. That's all. I don't want a tap dance. I don't want a soft shoe. I don't want double talk. I don't want Norm Crosby. I don't want Rodney Dangerfield. I want a straight answer. Just tell me I can get some respect around here as a voter and get a straight answer from you, okay? Now, whether your congressman is Mr. Ridgel or Mr. Forbes or anybody else, if you go to obamatrade.com and look in the right-hand column, you will see Tell Congress, and you can send a message right to your congressman directly. And hopefully this congressman will have enough respect for you to give you a straight answer, not some congressional double talk, because it's coming down to the wire now. We don't have 3 months to piddle around with this. It is next week the Senate is going to start moving on this yet another opportunity to give President Obama unchecked power. Now, so.
Well, let's get to the root of this. Curtis, let's get to the root of this thing. And I got to go to word from our sponsors in a second, but I just want to tell people that it's just one of these things that your eyes glaze over. It's the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The acronym is TPP. And we have letters from a number of congressmen. As you say, it goes into detail about authority, oversight, and fast track. I can't get a straight answer from anybody whether they're for this or not for this. But if you give Obama the fast track authority, doesn't matter where they are, and he'll just sign it. Look, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, is a proposed global regional free trade agreement. Says free trade, but it's not free trade. It's basically trade for the tarpists. Now, let me tell you the countries in this thing. Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Singapore, Vietnam. Vietnam, Curtis, they pay their people 7 cents an hour. And the United States. Why would we get involved in it? First of all, this is not free trade, just like NAFTA was not free trade. The people that are funding all this stuff, Curtis, are the banksters, the derivators, the hedge funders, the tarpists, the crony capitalists, the wage depressors.
That's right. This is not free trade. This is
not
managed
free
trade.
It is managed trade.
Managed for the big guys.
And the objective...
It's going to drive small businesses and small operators out of business because they're not there at the table negotiating the fine print.
Right.
What this does is, as I said, it's managed trade, and what it does is it sets up a global regulatory system. So, it's bad enough if you don't like regulations coming out of Richmond and you don't like regulations coming out of Washington. Well, get ready, folks, because under this new deal of Obama's, you're going to have regulations coming out of you don't even know where.
That's right.
Hey, it's going to be coming out of Brussels or Geneva, and it's going to affect the entire world. Now, I don't know if I run a small business, do I have time to hire some weirdo lawyer to represent my interest over in Brussels or Geneva, Switzerland? I don't think so. But don't worry. The boys at General Electric, who pay no taxes anyway, they've got plenty of lawyers that can go to bat for them over there. They're, in fact, negotiating this treaty right now behind our backs. So that's what this is about. It's about a global regulatory system that only the top Fortune 100 will be represented in. Their interests will be enshrined and encrusted and set in concrete in this global regulatory system so that those big guys, the top 100 players in the world, will be able to comply with all these regulations, but the rest of us, we're just not in the game anymore. That's what this is about. And it goes so far beyond trade that it's not funny. It regulates the internet. It regulates the food we eat. It's going to make genetically modified organisms, GMO food. You won't be able to even label it. That'll be considered a restraint of trade. So anywhere in the world, you won't even know what you're eating anymore, because if you wanted to put a label on your food that said grown in the USA, made in the USA, no GMOs, sorry, that's against the law. Who wrote that law? Some guy sitting in Geneva in Brussels, not your Congress, because it takes power away from Congress. Congress will become a debating shop that has no power because the laws are going to be written by these bozos in Geneva. Hey, that sounds like a great idea. Let's let Obama negotiate that, and we can't amend it at all. I think that's a wonderful idea. Let's give him the power to do that. That's what's coming up in Congress next week.
Curtis, but I got to tell you, whenever you start throwing around these acronyms like NAFTA, and I was so opposed to that, and I was right. Now you have TPP and TPA. TPA, previously known as Fast Track, will give the president, it's called the Presidential Trade Promotion Authority. I don't know what the hell that means. All I know is I don't want Obama to have any additional authority beyond what he has now. Then you got this TPP, this trade agreement. And again, for our listeners, I want to read who is in this thing. Okay? Australia, Brunei, Chile, Japan, Malaysia. What do they pay people in Malaysia? Mexico, sending their immigrants to us every day. Mexico, Peru, Singapore, and Vietnam. Vietnam, a communist country.
The labor there is so cheap. The Chinese are moving factories to Vietnam for two reasons. Number one, it's cheaper to. They can pay the Chinese can pay the people less in Vietnam than they're paid in China, and they're getting ready for this new free trade agreement. So the Chinese are going to be exporting more to the United States through Vietnam. They're going to be using Vietnam as a platform to enter our markets without paying any taxes, any tariffs, any import fees whatsoever. So when you hear talk, you're going to hear talk the next few days, and I'm sure Mr. Forbes, Congressman Forbes, who's in the China caucus, is going to say, well, we need this to check the growth of China, and we got to line up our friends on that side of the Pacific against China. Well, China's already investing in all these other countries, buying these countries lock, stock, and barrel, so they can use their factories in these countries to get to the United States. So it's really having the unintended consequence of actually increasing China's influence in all these other countries.
It's like NAFTA.
The whole thing is an ill-gotten, misbegotten. Brunei, you mentioned that's one of the countries here. They practice Sharia law.
It's unbelievable.
If you're a Christian in that country, they cut your head off.
I got it. It is.
What the heck are we doing giving these people special trade privileges, most favored nation trading status with the U.S.? We should be telling them to get out of here. We shouldn't be welcoming them into our grand partnership.
I'm out of time. I'm out of time, Curtis. Go to Obama.
Be telling him to STFU.
I got to get out. Go to ObamaTrade.com. Sign the petition. Raise the alarm bells. We're being lulled to sleep just like NAFTA. Go to ObamaTrade.com.